Poor kids are just as bright and just as talented as white kids.
Matt Chandler talks about the very difficult search for a black pastor for his church plant. This is pretty interesting and pretty hilarious. It's actually very unintentionally racist as well. So I just thought it'd be funny to play this again. It's a blast from the past.
Of God, it's not a slight on that ecclesiology. It's just we feel like the Lord's wanting to do something different with us. And we have...
She's talking about the ecclesiology of having multiple campuses, where you do the video projection of Matt Chandler giving the presentation across multiple campuses, as if that is a legitimate ecclesiology in any way. He just wants to make sure that you know he's not disparaging that, because I'm sure that comes directly from the Bible. Virtual church, directly from the Bible.
Struggle to find men who can be a campus pastor for a season and lead into being the pastor of an autonomous church down in Dallas and out in Fort Worth. And so we've been looking and having conversations, and I have called every African-American man I know and went, who you got? Here's what I need. How do I, help me? Right? He's like
yucking it up here. He's laughing about how difficult, he can't find a single qualified black man. He wants to find a black man. He's calling every black man he knows, but nobody's qualified to lead his church. Can you imagine the struggle that he has here? This is the most... Why are the woke cult like the most racist people on the planet Earth? I could probably name off the top of my head 5 black men that would be qualified, that would want the job and stuff like that. Who knows? Listen, you're not asking me. I'm just some ignorant Puerto Rican, I guess.
I've got a lot of white friends, but what I would love to just say, here's 2,000 people in an $11 million building, go lead them.
Look at his face. He's just like, I would just love to be that savior who says, listen, I've got a lot of white friends, but listen, black man, I've already built this. I've got an $11 million building. I've got 2,000 people. I know you can't do it on yourself. I know you can't do this, but I'm going to give it to you. That's how humble I am. I'm going to give you this $11 million building. I'm going to give you these 2,000 people. Go lead them. I mean, it'll be great. I'm the one who did it, though. I just want to make sure you understand that it was me and not you. Like, this is just so unintentionally racist. It's ridiculous, but let's just continue to get to the spicy part.
And so one of the firms that's helping us find men said, let me ask you a question, Pastor Matt.
I happen to be a bit of a recruiter myself. I can help you find a guy. Listen, I'll charge you a fair fee. I'll find a black pastor for you. How do you like that? He'll be qualified, you know. I'll go to the Bible. I'll get the qualifications and all that kind. And then you can pay me. I'll do it. I'm willing to do it.
If we find an Anglo 8,
here it is. This is the good stuff.
And an African American 7, which one do you want? I said, I want the African American 7. And he said, what if we find an Anglo 8 and an African American 6? And I said, then give me the Anglo 8, because the African American 6 will look and feel to our people like the kind of tokenism that I'm preaching against. That's enough.
I bet you he wish he could have that one back. That's just so stupid. If you just get a window into the way that a social justice warrior thinks, it's so idiotic. There's nothing biblical about this. So what he's saying is he'd prefer to have a less qualified black than a more qualified white to be the pastor of his church. He's decided that he's adding an extra qualification to for an elder of his church. Skin color, that's important to him. So he wants he'd be okay with a less qualified black, because obviously no black could be just as qualified as a white person. That's off the table off the bat. But so he'd want the 7 over the 8. But not the 6, because the 6 is too underqualified, and that would look like tokenism. See, it doesn't matter that it is tokenism. It just matters if it looks like it's tokenism.
Poor kids are just as bright and just as talented as white kids.